Really good question got texted into us yesterday. And it just says, have a random question for you. Have you guys ever been gifted something that you feel like you should have paid for? Like you felt guilty because of a gift. So before we answer that question, I had to figure out what spawned that question. And this person said, dude, I was gifted a 2011 Acura TSX with 43,000 miles on it for free. It's because my grandma can't drive anymore, so my grandparents offered it to me. I asked them what they wanted for it, and they said it's a gift. So gifted a car, and she feels guilty that she was gifted this car from her grandparents. Have you ever felt guilty receiving a gift?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
We were working a charity event together in Florida back in, I want to say, 2019. And as part of the event, the guy, if you made like a certain donation, he would give you a pair of like designer sunglasses. He had like Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
And I don't own any fancy sunglasses because I tend to lose them. Well, he gifted us both Ray-Bans. And I was like, I felt guilty because I was like, I've never owned sunglasses this expensive before, and I feel bad too because like I'm at a charity event and I'm getting these sunglasses, but I did have them longer than I've had any other glasses. They are lost right now.
I was going to ask if you still had them because I still have mine. They're my only pair of sunglasses that I wear.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for not losing them. No, they are lost right now. I think they're somewhere in my closet. I'm just not sure where.
So mine was, I didn't feel guilty about that. I felt like I did a lot of work for that charity.
You're like, these Ray-Bans are mine. I've worked for every penny that these are worth.
No, yeah. But the one I did feel guilty about, going back to my grandparents, whenever I moved away from Ohio, I lived in Ohio for about 3 years, like right by my grandparents, and I saw them all the time. I've been very close with my grandparents my whole life, and then I moved there whenever I was like 23 or something, and whenever I moved away, we went out to lunch like one last time, and it was the hardest thing ever to move away from my grandparents. It was the worst thing I've ever done.
Aww.
Like just the hardest thing I've ever done. So we went out to like one final lunch at Applebee's, just the three of us, and they handed me a card, and I opened it, and they gave me like, not like a generational wealth amount of money, but also not like $100.
Right.
It was a significant check that they gave me to like help me move to Florida. And I felt horribly guilty about that because I already was feeling guilty about moving away from them.
Well,
you know?
But they love you.
Yeah, I know. But I felt really, my gosh, it made me feel so bad. Grateful because I would have been out of money if they didn't do that. But still, nonetheless, guilty. We got a text about somebody who was gifted a whole car from their grandparents, made them feel guilty. I was feeling guilty about my grandparents giving me money whenever I moved away from the town that they were living in, and it was very, very sad. I still feel guilty about it now. I feel guilty every time I hear my grandfather say that the 3 years that I lived close to him were the best 3 years of his life.
Aww.
It crushes me anytime I think about that.
But it's so sweet.
It is. 601-995-1017. Call or text us with your story of what gift made you feel guilty.
Got this text from Haley. It says, in high school, my parents gifted me a brand new laptop because I was using an old one of theirs for schoolwork, and I had joined some extracurricular activities, so they wanted to reward me. But I felt so guilty because they'd never gotten me anything that expensive before. I am still extremely grateful.
Yeah, you could tell that like Haley's a good person for sure, like to still be feeling the gratitude from that gift.
Yeah, and like thinking about everything that she probably did with that laptop afterwards throughout her high school career. She might still be using it.
Yeah.
It's like, man, thanks, Mom and Dad.
Hey, Brentlyn, so glad you called. What's your story about feeling guilty over a gift?
So I was in the Army, and my grandfather was sick. Like a month before, we were told that it was worse, and I tried to stay home, but they would not let me. And when I went up there, my first week up there, I didn't have any money, and my grandfather had left me some money before he passed, and I didn't. And then my mom put the money in the account, and it was $1,000. I felt so guilty because before he had passed, I didn't really spend time with him. And then I had to leave to go across the country, and I just felt really bad.
That's awesome. An awesome gift that he gave to you, but that stinks. That makes me sad. Like dead grandparents make me very, very sad.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised you're not crying right now, Adam.
Put on Ed Sheeran, Supermarket Flowers, or whatever that dumb song is. Tears will be flying.
Aww.
Thank you, Brentlyn.
You're welcome. It was good talking to y'all.
Always good talking to you, too. Thank you so much for the phone call.
If you want a silly story to kind of lighten things up, my college roommate, she felt guilty whenever her boyfriend gifted her dream dog. She wanted a Yorkie, and he spent all this money getting the designer Yorkie or whatever, but it bit her in the butt because then whenever they broke up, he took the dog.
Oh, did he?
She was devastated.
I thought you literally meant that the gift Yorkie bit her in the butt.
No.
And she had to give it away or something.